Thanks for joining me today. I want to create a model here that patron supporters will be able to download. We will start by modifying an existing creature. This is an important technique for game developers. For creating graphical assets, you don't necessarily always need to start from scratch. There may be a false sense of sort of righteousness to have to create absolutely everything from scratch, and if that is your approach, you absolutely may take that approach. But when it comes to game development, you must balance that with optimizing your resources and time. And sometimes you will just take an existing asset which you've already spent time creating and you will modify it into something new. This is a very important technique that saves a significant amount of time, and it reduces the amount of damage dealt to your soul, as you realize you'll have to spend thousands upon thousands of hours creating your game and all of the assets required for it. There's nothing wrong with taking an existing asset and modifying it either slightly or extensively. In this situation, we will be creating some extensive modifications, but you can see we've saved a fair bit of time by modifying an existing model. So the existing creature is free for everyone to download. You do not need to be a paying Patreon supporter, so please feel free to download that. You may use the first creature. The 3D model here comes with the animations and textures set up in Unity, so please download that and use that for free. This monster, which we are creating by modification, will be exclusive to Patreon supporters, so that's what we are creating today. I want to change this creature by making him look a little more, well, making it look more intimidating. So we will take some of that belly fat and we will sort of scale that down, and instead of making it look like a chunky, pudgy little friend, he will look more muscular. His features in terms of his appendages will be longer. He will have more mass around the chest and shoulders. This will give the creature a bit more of an intimidating, imposing look. Let's go ahead and extend those little dangly legs down a bit more. We'll perform a number of adjustments throughout this sculpt, and we'll do a fair bit of work in an external modeling program. You may use Maya or Blender to make adjustments, but we will have to adjust the rig. So you can see, instead of having pudgy, short limbs, which makes a creature design look cute, adorable, less menacing, having longer, lankier limbs tends to give the impression of something a bit more imposing, maybe a bit more intimidating. We will go ahead and shape out the head here. We will also want to place an eyeball inside the creature, which we can apply a different material to. You can adjust the eyeball, but we will place that in later. You can see here I am deciding on the shape of the head. I want to build out the muscles of the shoulders. I'm recording this inside of a Toyota Tacoma parked in the Sierra Nevadas of California. I'm exploring the wilderness, doing ranch handwork. I have found a bit of entertainment in finding saloons with pianos that are out of tune, and I'm offering to tune those pianos in saloons across California. I get to meet people, have interesting conversations, learn about people's lives. Then I get to play piano and sing songs with people, and it's a great way to experience the world. You can experience meaningful life experiences and meet interesting people, make new friends. And I take a break from adventuring, so I can still keep up these videos. I know you all enjoy these videos from an informational and educational standpoint. Let's see, here I will be trying to add a little bit more detail in the hands. They are a little bit angular, so I am using the reduce brush by holding Alt, and by holding Alt you can invert the intended effect of the tool. So I was able to add some polygons to the hands. I just want them to look smoother, so if we create a monster entity in the game and he tends to be a bit larger, then his hands won't look chunky and angular. They will look smooth and organic. I will go ahead and just further define the musculature of this creature. I want him to have big chunky shoulders so he looks stronger, but I also want to convey a sense of sagginess. He is a blob creature after all. By adjusting the scale of the creature, you can make it give off the impression of something intimidating. So again, we are scaling up the upper half of the body here. Sort of gives it a bit of a footballer sort of look to it, with bigger shoulders. Now inside my truck where I am recording, it is very hot. It is the Californian summer. The laptop I am using to record is powerful and hot, emitting intense temperatures. So hopefully I won't have my computer shut itself down as I record in the blistering Californian Sierra Nevada sun. I'm using the reduce brush to reduce the amount of polygons in certain parts of the creature. It is important to optimize your creature and reduce the number of polygons when you can. I tend to reduce the number of polygons on the back and on the crotch of the creatures. Generally, there isn't much need for there to be high poly count there. You see, I have my eyeball here, and I will reduce selected. There isn't a real need for this to be very high poly count. I'll shrink that down. Then I will place that inside the head of the creature here. Go inside there. Fantastic. We will export our creature now. With this short process, we will begin the painting process. We will paint the body of the creature with a texture which I have pre-prepared. I will load in a texture set. This is an existing library of textures I use for my creatures. When you use a sculpting program like Sculptress, you may find it is important to build your own library as well. I'm going to apply a base coat. With the base coat, we make sure that we fully cover the geometry, don't leave any blank spaces. We start out with symmetry enabled. This saves us time. That mirrors the paint data from left to right, or this geometry. We will then disable symmetry. As you can see, when symmetry is on, it has a Rorschachian effect, which isn't always organic. But if you are creating a texture for an older platform that has memory limitations for RAM, then having symmetry on does reduce the memory that is consumed. This will be taking into account model platforms, so we will disable symmetry and we will give it a more organic look by disabling symmetry again, removing that Rorschachian effect. I'm just going to keep painting here until I feel like it looks right. It's really what looks right to you, the artist. Wow. The blistering Californian sun is sure hot, and it is really heating up here in my truck. Hopefully, my computer won't shut down from the heat. Here we can see I'm just painting and trying to get rid of those sort of contrasty lines, but I think eventually it should look just right. Let's go ahead and export the model now. after we export our model, we will also save our albedo. A material is comprised of multiple texture files. The most important is the albedo, which determines the color. For this material, we will generate a specular map. We will not be using a normal map, as that doesn't quite look right. For this, we will use Mixamo, and we will log in to Mixamo and upload the model. I also will make some adjustments to the model so that the arms are a bit longer here. You'll see me click in and out of here. This video may be a little bit more rough as I don't have access to my regular studio. I am working out of a Toyota Tacoma as I am adventuring through the Sierra Nevadas and nearby gold mining areas. The remnants of the Wild West, echoes of a romanticized, dangerous but beautiful past, part of America's history. My favorite part of the United States. Let's go ahead and export our adjustments here. Okay, let's go ahead and line up these points in Mixamo. What Mixamo does is auto-rig our creature. We will still have to do more work after the auto-rig. The auto-rig does a significant amount of work for us. It creates bones for the creature, and it does the base work of attaching the model to the bones so the model can be animated. We will be setting this up as a humanoid so we can use retargetable animations. Retargetable animations allow us to use humanoid animation data that other models can use, and they can share that so it saves in terms of development time and the amount of work. Let's go ahead and just place markers again after making some minor adjustments. We don't need fingers on this model. Let's go ahead and set that up. This will only take a moment. Mixamo is free to use, and you may certainly use that yourself. Fantastic. Now, our creature has turned out a little bit small, but we can make adjustments. You can see that there is some clipping on his arms, which we will fix in a separate 3D modeling program. We will download our FBX file for Unity. So we place our model in the scene. You can see the original model that we started out with. We've modified it, and you can see perhaps if this was a monster catching or monster raising game, this would be the evolved form. In terms of enemies, this likely would be the stronger progression of the enemy. You can see that he shares thematic visual values, but it is clearly a different monster, which does look stronger. You can scale this up as you see fit to make it a bigger creature. There may be a slight hiccup in this video as the vehicle I'm recording in is getting very hot and my laptop just started melting. So you can see here we are using Maya, and we will be adjusting the skin weights. This is a process that can be quite manual. It can take quite a long time to get things to look just right. We will see a number of flaws with the skinned geometry running in Engine, so we will have to keep making adjustments until it looks just right. In general, it's actually quite a challenge to get the area under the arm to look correct, and in this situation, because we are using a material that is transparent, it can be very obvious if the rigging is not quite right here. So we will actually spend a fair bit of time adjusting this until it looks good enough. This is a process that normally took a very long time, but thanks to the auto rigger a significant amount of work has been done for us. Once we have things that look just right and we smoothen the skin weights out, we smoothen them out a little bit, we will go ahead and run this in Engine. All of this work will be done, of course, so you can download this model. You can use this in your projects. This is a somewhat frustrating process, but it is merely part of the game development process. There are artists who specialize in this particular thing. You can see I'm just smoothing things out here. This is a gooey blob monster, so we want to make sure our skin weights are very smooth, using that flood tool to great effect. Now, I previously was using a mouse with a middle click, but for some reason it has stopped functioning. Otherwise, I would require the middle mouse click to really navigate and get that mesh, the scene view centered. But working without a mouse means that I'll be using a touchpad, and it's just a little bit more challenging to get that zoomed in here. Now, our video may be stuck again. As we record, it looks like the computer I am using is heating up and it is getting stuck and freezing. What a fascinating logistical challenge to attempt to record and edit this video in the blistering Sierra Nevada, California sun. Okay, we may have experienced another hiccup here. So what we are doing is duplicating our material, and we have created alternate versions of this material. The texture, the albedo, we have created different colors. We will go ahead and duplicate our in-game entity and apply those new materials so we can see different versions of this model. You can see in our project view we have green, red, yellow, and blue. These comprise all the colors of the rainbow. You may find that in certain environments, colors are not expressed the way that you would expect. This is quite true when it comes to red and yellow in this dark lighting with the flashlight. So you may make adjustments in Engine so that the lighting looks as intended. This is something that can take a bit of fine-tuning, but it's not particularly difficult. It really just comes down to what looks right to you. This comes down to intuition and vision, how you intend it to look, and how it looks right to the end user, the player, the user. You can see we will move this one around the scene and just check how it looks in different parts of the light. It's yellow enough. Let's go ahead and run this and see how it looks. You can see that there are some issues with the rigging. We have some odd distortion under the arm, so we will have to go into a modeling program and adjust that. I'm going to see if I can just figure out exactly which bone influence is causing this, and I believe it is the right shoulder and right arm that is causing this odd triangular distortion. So I will go ahead and try to adjust that. This will take some doing. You can see we can adjust the bones in Engine in attempt to find what is causing the distortion. I'm going to move some other bones around and pinpoint the source of the geometric anomaly. Checking all the bones here. The head bone is connected to the neck bone. The spine 2 bone is connected to the spine 1 bone. Just making sure. Sometimes different parts of the body can affect parts of the geometry, which they are not supposed to, so I am just running a quick check, but I can see the cause of the visual anomaly is going to be related to the right shoulder. Let's go ahead and make some adjustments. Bring that in again. This will take a few attempts, a few rounds of modification before it really looks and behaves as intended. Go ahead and run it and we'll see how it looks. You can see there is still a visual anomaly. This is a problem that is prevalent because we are using a transparent material. Were this material to be fully opaque, this is not something that would be noticeable and not something that would need to take more of our time, but we will go ahead and make the adjustments for that. Since you will be able to download and use this for your own projects, I want to make sure that it is decent quality here. Go ahead and make some adjustments, and it seems to be quite right. This looks acceptable. Again, things don't need to be absolutely 100% brilliantly perfect. We just need them to do the job, to do it well, and work within our time constraints. This looks good. We are using a different colored eyeball for the red blob monster, and that reason is a red eyeball inside of a red body doesn't really stand out all that well. So we can change the eye color for the red blob monster. Check our particle effects here just to make the scene look a little more interesting. I hope you have enjoyed spending a bit of time with me here, watching the process of taking one in-game asset, modifying it, and creating something entirely new. You may download this if you are a Patreon supporter. You'll find the link in the description. You may use this in your projects. If you would like the animations for this, please download the free model, which is also available on Patreon. The first model that includes all of the animations is free for everyone to download. This one, which we created today, again, is exclusive to Patreon supporters. Does not come with the animations because the animations are already included with the first model, so there isn't a point to me putting the animation files in twice. That's just doubling up. So if you would like the animations, you may download that for free. The links will be in the description. Thank you very much. My computer has been locking up this entire time due to the intense, blistering, yet somehow mysteriously beautiful heat of the Sierra Nevadan summer sun. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Thanks for spending some time with me today.